What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? This is some more advanced things. We're testing out some things. Basically, the real reason your videos don't get views. What I try to do is give you like the honest reasons of things that's going on YouTube, the YouTube platform, and figure out strategies around it. So right after this intro, we're gonna check it out.
Growth's got a formula most never learn. You don't need luck or talent, structure is earned. If you're ready to build and you know it's your turn, start with the 4 free videos, earn as you learn. Click on the more below to sign up.
That's right, y'all. Click on the link below to sign up for my 4 free videos. But right now, let's get into this video right here, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this out.
Everybody's got an idea. You record it, you edit it, and then you sit there and you post it. And then it does something like this. We're losing subscribers. It's underperforming our channel's average.
It doesn't matter how good your video is. If people choose not to click on your video, they're not gonna even watch your video. Before we even press record is what will our title and our thumbnail be?
And so today we're gonna talk about how we actually do this whole process here at Think Media, how we think about planning not just production and cameras and tech, but also how we analyze videos to then inform our next iteration of planning.
So we just got back from NAB where we had the opportunity to speak at the Hollyland booth, sharing how we plan and make videos here at Think Media. There's so much valuable information and we just want to bring that here for you guys. In this video, we're going to break down why videos don't perform even if the content itself is good, why your title and thumbnail matter more than you might think. Like in this example, we simply changed the thumbnail and that helped get this video over 600,000 views. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in.
Here at Think Media, we have a 3-part framework when we're trying to identify what goes into the video. There's the concept, click, content. Concept, simply put, is what video are you making? What we need to think about is how we take that idea and actually make it interesting. What would actually get them to click on the video? And then the content might be more your structure of your video, how you're gonna keep people watching it throughout the entire time. Let's talk about the concept first. What's your big idea? All right, so if I want to do a video about what are the best cameras for YouTube, people have pain points of like what camera they should buy, and in different price brackets, there's also different levels. There's beginners, there's pros. So all these questions we're factoring in. Is there verifiable demand? Obviously, you can just go to the YouTube search bar, see if there's videos relevant to this topic that are actually getting viewed, getting seen. Otherwise, like we might have a cool video idea, but people are not interested in watching it, and that can lead to a video flopping because simply people are not interested in it. Our strategy when we come to planning out content, we use Milanote as one of our workshops, and this is very visual, which is helpful for me. But we have our competition, we do something called Title Crew, which we'll break down. We'll even search thumbnail inspiration with all of our video ideas. We haven't even recorded yet. A lot of people will come up with an idea, they'll hit record, the edit, then they think about, okay, what is my title? What is my thumbnail? We'll do all of this before we even start. What we do is competitor analysis. I'm actually using a reference from our channel. We did a video 3 years back. I actually edited this video, Genius YouTube Advice for 15 minutes straight. This did really well, 1.5 million views. On our channel, it's definitely a standout. And so what goes into this? I edited this video for Think Media, but at the time I still have my own personal channel and still running that. And I wondered, I haven't seen this done in the filmmaking niche. So I made this video, filmmaking advice for 30 minutes. So I went longer. And the interesting thing about this is this video doesn't exist on YouTube. If you search, like, you could get general advice, but nothing like this or compiled with actual advice that is beneficial towards beginner filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers. And for me, with the channel at the time was probably like 30,000 subs, that got 568,000 views. So that was proven that that format, that title, topic could be inspired from other niches. So you can do the same when it comes to even other channels. Like, what is some inspiration outside of your niche that you can take inspiration from? And when you search up filmmaking advice on YouTube, my video is actually the top result. On a small channel, that is. People think YouTube is oversaturated, but there's always room for these videos. And I'm always impressed when there's still room to like have these videos rank. I want to talk about the click. When it comes down to click as a category, we're thinking title and thumbnail. It doesn't matter how good your video is. If people choose not to click on your video, they're not going to get any value. They're not going to even watch your video. So it all comes down to the two things we hyper critically think about before we even press record is what will our title and our thumbnail be? And people do this is the opposite of the approach. They'll film their video. They don't think about how do we title it? What thumbnail am I going to make? That's usually the last part of the process. And so we want to flip all that on its head and think about this beforehand. So how do we get someone to click on our video? This is really interesting. This is behind the scenes of one of our videos. We do a thing called Title Crew. And what I notice a lot of beginners make is they'll pick the first title that comes in their mind and they'll run with it. But here, this is just a small segment, but we have like 40 titles that we brainstormed and multiple people, multiple perspectives, me, Craig, Kyle, we'll all brainstorm for different topics, coming up with slightly different cadences. So out of like all this list, we end up going with this one Craig wrote. I bought sketchy Amazon cameras so you don't have to. So sketchy is a power word we want to use. We started off like cheapest 4K cameras on Amazon. That's still not really clear. It doesn't elicit like an emotion. But sketchy cameras, like we all search on Amazon and there's all these cheap cameras that we have no idea what the image quality is like, but they claim to have 8K video. So we want to like kind of break and demystify that. And we even still critique the title, I bought 5 sketchy cameras as a little alteration to that. Here's a little behind the scenes when it comes to thumbnails. We're not just generating one thumbnail, we're generating multiple. Same video concept. And here we have one concept for a thumbnail, thumbnail 2 concept, thumbnail 3. And then we'll pick our final 3. We have a thumbnail designer that helps us with the graphics and make it all look pretty. And then we'll A/B test 3. So out of that concept, we'll find out with empirical data which thumbnails actually last. And that's built into YouTube's tool. So anyone can A/B test titles and thumbnails now, which I highly recommend. If you're unsure about a particular title or a thumbnail, you can split test it and see which ones will have better retention and actually getting some data, which is very useful. This is my favorite example. Craig did this video, camera lenses explained, what every beginner needs to know. I thought this video was fantastic. It goes into depth, explaining everything from aperture, focus, bokeh, all that good stuff. But remember this graphic we showed you at the beginning of the video? That is this video. We lost subscribers on this video. And I was super disappointed for Craig because like he put a lot of effort into it. And you guys as well put a lot of effort to your videos only for it to flop. And here's the analytics of that video. It actually was doing really well. Great retention. 35% is actually pretty decent for a long form video like this.
Okay.
Average view duration. So this video itself was actually a quality video, but it wasn't getting views. So we decided to do a title, or actually a thumbnail change. The title is great. We knew this was going to be a problem with our click. So we changed it from this to a simple graphic here. This is more visual results driven. Here we have several different elements with cameras, lenses. It was just a little bit too much. And sometimes we get a little narrow scoped on our videos where we don't realize that this is too much. And so I went into the video, screenshotted his results where he tested all these focal lengths, 11 millimeter, 85 millimeter, and we can actually visually see the differences. Here's this video. 100 days later, we switched the thumbnail. 600,000 views. I think this is just encouragement to you guys. Like you probably have decent videos in your library that you just don't have the proper click. And you need the right positioning for your videos.
Wow.
And so this is huge. Just even thinking through your library, how you could title it better, a better thumbnail that could actually be more clear. And that was one of my great examples. Now, Craig's going to talk a little bit about the content section about the video and how we can keep people watching once we clicked.
Yeah, so remember, 3 C's. Concept, click, and content. So this is the third thing we got to figure out for a video. What is the actual format and structure of the video going to be? There's so many different formats out there. Like all of these. anytime we have a video idea, it can live in any one of, this is only 6 types of videos that could be created. I could do a talking head, a vlog, a podcast, like faceless style video essays that Nate was talking about, reactions. There's all these different formats, but we do have to decide what is the actual format we're going to create our video. What's the best format to compete in? And then the structure, this is something we call inside of our program, Video Ranking Academy, the perfect video recipe. Idea, hook, content, transition, and then every single video at Think Media, we finish with some sort of call to action. So, hey, if you just watched Nate's filmmaking tutorial video, maybe you'll be interested in this video. And we always have this kind of structure, but it's kind of a combination. I'll go back to this slide, right? Content is not just like, I'm just gonna sit down and hit record. It's the format combined with the structure is actually what your video takes shape. And we're thinking about all 3 of these C's right here, concept, click, and content, before we even hit record on any videos. So this is this planning phase of Think Media. There's a lot that goes into it. We spend hours and hours. We spend way more time planning videos than we do shooting. Like our filming schedule per week is like maybe 2 to 3 hours. And we're full-time employees who work over 40 hours a week. A lot of that time is planning videos. So that's why we just spend so much time talking about it. But now let's talk about production. I think, Nate, you're going to talk about a few ways we think about content in different levels. There's different levels, simple, more advanced. Nate's going to talk about that.
We have this acronym called ADLS when it comes to what makes part of our video. And that simply broken down to audio, video, lighting, and stabilization. Ideally, you want to excel in all of these. But if we had to choose one, focus on audio. Make that audio as clear as possible.
That's what we do.
If people can't hear your message, what's the point? And I think Hollyland has some great options here that we'll talk about, and we'll be giving some away, so stick around. But a favorite quote of mine is like, people will forgive bad video, but they won't forgive bad audio. And I think that's so true with any video that we make. Is just make sure we have a good microphone clipped on, even when it comes to simple content. So there's kind of 3 different levels we see content as. Level 1's like fast. Just grab your phone, hit record, go out and shoot your video. This could be simple as like social posts or even long form videos, because it's the least amount of friction. We get caught up in like, what's the best camera? I need the perfect lens. But everyone knows the iPhone is like amazing. And also we're showing up the 17 Pro here, but it doesn't matter which phone you use.
The Samsung is amazing too, because I have a Samsung. The Samsung is more amazing. At one time, the Samsung camera was better than the iPhone. I just want to put that out there. Here we go.
But we would recommend pairing it with a microphone. And the Hollyland Lark A1 is actually one that is one of my favorites when it comes to just fast content. You have this little tiny charging case, 2 microphones, a Lightning and a USB-C that are all wirelessly charged. So when we want to shoot a short, we just plug in the little adapter to our phone, clip on our mic. We know we have that 50% of the video at least having good audio. And should we just give away a Lark A1? All right, how are we going to do this?
Let's do all right, first giveaway. And stick around. I'm glad you guys are still here. Are we having fun? Let's go, yay! Okay, all right, first giveaway, Lark A1. The first person that can show me they are subscribed to Think Media wins the Lark A1.
Oh my God.
Is anybody already subscribed? Hey, let's see, verification. We're there. Look at this, and you just won the Lark A1. Congratulations.
She looking like, what? Yeah.
Honestly, in the Lark A1 we just showing here, like you can plug it into your phone. It's a great way to get some easy content. Quick few specs about this. Again, it's the quickest and easiest setup. You can do mono, stereo, depending. If you want 2 people on your video, you can just give them a mic. You set it to stereo and split it up. Noise cancellation, app control, great range.
Noise cancellation.
This thing is $50, and it's even less on Amazon right now. But the great thing about this is like it's light, it's easy, it's simple.
I'm telling y'all, man, because of technology, everything is so cheap. DJI, the mics that they're talking about right here, right? Boom. I just so happen to have 2 pair. The DJI, I bought these first. These was $350. I just found out while I'm here. I didn't know that I use these for my camera that's right here. this right here sits on top of the camera. This right here sits on top of the camera. Then you have a wire to plug into the camera, and you got your little microphones that actually you clip on, and you got 2 of them. Comes in the case. The case you can charge. The case has charging capabilities on the case. Anyway, I'm sorry. I should be over here. But anyway, I found these online, which is the same with the same thing. But these come with the little thing where you can snap this and hook it to your cell phone. You can hook it to your Android or your Apple phone. And this was $89. I was like, whoa. So I said, let me go ahead and buy these. I compared this to these, and as far as the sound quality. Now, he talking about the sound quality. You don't want to buy this if this thing sounds crappy, but it sounds great. This sounds great. This sounds a little better from a sound technician, but if I recorded all the videos with this one, you would not be able to tell the difference. This case is a little heavier. It's a little more professional built. What are we talking about here? We talking about shooting videos for YouTube, not Hollywood. You follow what I'm saying? So do you need this? You might want this. It's a little better on the quality, but this would satisfy and be more than better than just using your cell phone by itself. So now he said this is $50. On Amazon, it's a little cheaper. You got to invest something into your tools. How can you have a business and don't invest in the tools? That's crazy. So I would love to buy those just to see what the difference would be. And that has noise cancellation. This microphone right here, this is $100 for this microphone. This has noise cancellation on it. We have the fan going. We have the AC unit going. And so far, I've been listening back to these videos while I'm in the Philippines, and I don't hear anything. I think that's amazing, man. Technology is getting clearer and clearer and better, and everybody's fighting for your money. So instead of them getting all the money, now these people getting some of the money. So let's continue. Here we go.
Day one's a great option if you just want to get started. We did a video, $100 studio kit featuring this microphone. I got some basic lights, basic tripod, and as you can see in this video, 300,000 views just showing off a simple setup that we don't really have to overthink. Lights, audio, we just want to make sure we have those things dialed in. This video, yeah, we're just showing off performance. Even using a $50 mic, you can still get views and get things seen. Level 2 is core. Craig, do you want to take on this?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so level 1, smartphone, fast. Our goal is speed. It's a smartphone, Lark A1, you're good to go. Level 2 is kind of what we call core content. You're gonna pair a basic camera, maybe a mirrorless camera, it could be more advanced, with a mid-tier style microphone. And this is what's great about Hollyland is they have different products for different price points. So here a lot of times what we'll be using, and this is one of my favorite mics ever created. Does anybody own the Lark M2 here? We got one, okay, a couple people. Okay, I love this microphone. It continues to be one I would reach for time and time again for multiple use cases. What's nice about this one is it can work with cameras. So if you're somebody who wants to, not just film with your smartphone, you can use something like the Lark M2, and it's only like $99 for the combo kit. So you're able to get 3.5 millimeter receiver as well as USB-C and Lightning. And then if you want a little variation, I do really like the Lark M2S. It's more of like the clip-on style, more professional looking. A lot of times what I'll actually do with this microphone is I will sit at my workstation and I will just clip this on myself all day. And if I feel inspired, go film a reel, go film a random video, and it's just ready to go. It's very comfortable to wear. There's no logos or anything, so it's kind of discreet, which is nice. And some microphones have a lot of large branding, and this one does not have that. So I love the Lark M2S. And really the only difference between the two is kind of just design. One's a clip-on, and the other one is a button style. Finally, we're gonna go with level 3, kind of pro level content. Here, we love the Hollyland Lark Max 2. This is one of my favorite microphones ever created. I use this thing all of the time for different use cases. But this level 3 kind of content is these formats: interviews, podcasts, live events, documentaries. I still shoot weddings. I shoot concerts all the time. Nate is a filmmaker. He works on film sets. And something like the Lark Max 2 is a great pro level option. Also, the wireless headphones, like what a cool solution for people who want to be behind the, like we have Kyle, our content director, behind the camera. And right now he's using wired headphones. He has to be here in order to hear my audio. But thankfully the Lark M2 has wireless headsets. So he could be bouncing back and forth between cameras and hear all of the audio that we're capturing right now with the Lark Max 2 because of the wireless headphones, which is sick. And you can also pair 4 transmitters with 1 receiver, which is really cool for multi people on stage. If we had Sean up here and Kyle, all 4 of us could be mic'd at the same time, running to 1 receiver, which is a neat feature. There's a lapel feature as well. And so here's me like at a wedding I was filming and brought the Lark Max 2 out with me. But I oftentimes will mic up a groom, an officiant, a bride in different ways, either clip-on style or full-on lapel as well. But yeah, just a pro-level microphone that you can use for multiple use cases. Some specs about it: 32-bit float transmission, which is crazy. Internal recording. It's just a pro-level system that I love, I use. And like I have 32 wireless microphones. I literally did a video where I tested and compared a bunch of wireless mics. And the winner, in my opinion right now, the best one is the Lark Max 2. I love this microphone a ton. It's the one I reach for. And then of course, if you are somebody who does filming, streaming, they have a lot of webcam options. I won't spend too much time here, but the Lyra. Does anybody have the Lyra? No? Nobody has the Lyra? We have the Lyra. We love the Lyra. And then the Venus Live Air for more pro level streaming setups is awesome. Okay, that's a lot about production. We're on the home stretch here. And we have a couple more giveaways we'll do at the end with a little Q&A time. But we're gonna talk about analysis here for a minute. After we've made the video and published the video, how do we analyze the performance of our content to make sure we can continue making better videos? Nate, take us away, man.
Want to take that? There's a lot of metrics to pay attention to at YouTube, but there's only 3 that really make the difference that you want to watch. Click-through rate, when we talked about how we get people to watch our videos, well, this measures what percentage people see your video and when they click it and actually watch. So in theory, the higher the click-through rate, the better our videos will be. When it comes to what is a good CTR, 4 to 10% is great. 6% is excellent. 10% suggests viral potential. If you guys have a 10% click-through rate, hit me up afterwards. I'm desperate to learn. But here's a recent video that got around 6.3% of a very trendy topic on a camera. So obviously that did well. And as you notice, like as the video progresses and it gets more views, this will naturally go down. So you might have a video that does like really well, it's like 10%, but then over time it will like naturally decline. And that's fine, that's just natural. The second metric is APV. So people often talk about like average view duration. This is actually a better metric, average view percentage viewed. So when we look at how long are people actually watching our videos. So YouTube is going to want to keep you on your platform as long as possible. So how can your video, it's going to show the videos that are actually keeping people watching. When it comes to short form, want to be like 50 to 70%. That's like under 5 minutes. Long form over 5 minutes is like 30 to 40%. YouTube Shorts, it's pretty high percentage, like 80, 90. Sometimes you get like over 100 because people are watching it multiple times. And here's a video where we're in that metric, 37% on a more long form video. So we're fitting in that range. Now, next up, what we have is our third metric, which is retention graph. Craig, do you want to take this one away?
Sure. Okay, so retention graphs. There's 4 main kinds of retention graphs that you need to study, and that will really help you understand how to make better videos. The first is the immediate drop. It's your hook. The problem is your first, 20 to 30 seconds, people are not staying. So it could be an issue with your packaging, your title, and your thumbnail. Maybe it was actually really good and it baited the click. It was kind of clickbaity, but once they got into the content, they left. That's the immediate dip. And if you experience those, we gotta improve your storytelling, your retention in the first 30 seconds. The second would be kind of a mid-video dip. And this is interesting because maybe you said something a little controversial at a certain point and you can realize, hey, people decided to click off at that point. A lot of times we'll see this with ad reads if it feels very not well integrated. If it's an ad placement, you'll see the mid dip. There's also a mid video spike, which these are fascinating to me.
I like that.
This is one of Nate and I's favorite things to see because that shows there's a lot of demand for that portion of the video. which this, like if I was looking at a retention graph, I would go turn this section right here into its own piece of content. Clearly, a lot of people are interested in that and that feature of that product. If it was a camera review, something, there's demand there for that kind of information. So go turn it into a short or even a full-on part 2 video.
I disagree. I think before the dip, everything before the dip represents when people clicked away. They say, so all the information before they clicked away is making their attention span go down. You follow what I'm saying? I don't agree with that 100%. I understand what your point is. The spike goes up because that's where everybody said, oh, is he going to say more that I like? Is he going to say more that I like? And it finally dropped down. No, he didn't say more than I like. So I would back up about 10 or 15 more minutes after the spike. Or you can analyze yourself. What was I talking about right before that, where that hump goes down there, or that hump came up? Because everybody stayed for a reason way before that hump went down. Here we go.
That product, if it was a camera review, something, there's demand there for that kind of information. So go turn it into a short or even a full-on part 2 video. And then the fourth, this is the ideal, is steady retention, right? It's pretty common to see a gradual decline drop off, but there's no big spikes or dips. This is steady retention, which is good. Now, if you do have low views, but you have a steady retention graph, it's an issue with packaging. We've got to strengthen your title and your thumbnail so we can get people into the video, because you're actually retaining them for the duration of the video, which is key. That's fantastic. But we've got to get the click and strengthen your packaging. Start with these 3: click-through rate, average percentage viewed, and retention graphs. And there's like 100 different metrics you can measure on YouTube. But for us, if you're starting or you're a beginner or even a pro, these 3 can inform a lot about how to make better videos. If there's anything you can take away from this, focus on one thing to improve every single time. So maybe one video, I'm gonna focus on my click-through rates. Let's get a better title, a better thumbnail, and let's monitor and measure how we can improve. And at the end of the day, we're at the Hollyland booth. We love their microphones. You can always start with getting better audio.
Big thanks to Hollyland for having us out at NAB. Let me know in the comments down below what your biggest takeaway from this presentation was. And if you want to dive deeper into YouTube strategy and just not sure what your next step is, be sure to check out our free quiz called the My Creator Quiz. It only takes about 2 minutes. It'll give you so much clarity on what your next step is as a creator and what you should be focusing on. Or if you want to check out more content from us here at Think Media, then check out this video on screen right up here.
Very interesting, man. I'm sitting here looking at some ideas and everything. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all need to really look at this stuff, man, and start learning how to understand the analytics. That's the analytics they talking about. But try to understand it from the person's point of view. Don't just look at the chart and see the numbers. Why? The numbers is representing what people are doing when they see your videos, man. They are clicking off. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.